What's going on, guys? It's your brother OTG. The OTG's for Overtime Grind. Hardly seen, but I'm always around. Today we got a unique view. I want to just talk to the producers a little bit. I'm on my TR6S. I have an overhead camera that I have mounted. I got like two of them mounted over my studio. And a lot of times when I show you guys what I show you, I just show you a zoomed in version so you can see overhead exactly what it is. But today I wanted to just kind of give you a full view, a pretty cool full view, from a different angle. And it made me want to talk about just thinking about producing from a different angle, you know what I mean? I understand that a lot of you guys are new. A lot of people, if you're watching other producer videos, a lot of times you are a producer. Make sure you stay to the end and just tap in. Make sure you check out everything in the description. Make sure you check out my master classes, my drum packs. That's how you could support the channel. If you buy it utilizing PayPal, it comes direct. That definitely helps, and it helps keep the videos going and different things going on. So I appreciate you guys, but the best thing that you could do is like, share, subscribe, or comment. All right, follow me at 365 OTG across all social media. So one of the things I know, like if you come across these videos, a lot of times you guys are producers. Sometimes you're a producer looking for inspiration. Sometimes you are a producer looking for a specific thing. Sometimes you are looking for validation. I've been producing for over 20 years. There's a lot of different conversations that go on all the time, especially now, with people trying to distinguish their value from other people on YouTube. A lot of it is defined by what you have or haven't done. I've done a lot of things. I've done a lot of things in the background. I've done a lot of things in the foreground. But a lot of how I feel is what we're doing today and the focus of where we're going today. It's also part of being a producer. Some of these production things that you learn, you can apply in your everyday life. I'm always trying to move forward. At one point in my life, I was a lot more street than I am right now. Doesn't mean that I'm not street. It just, I've grown older and I've adapted and I have things to lose, So with that evolution comes how you move with things. In the music business, I've evolved from some of the places and people that I've worked with. We want separate things. I want more peace in my life. They might want to still be in the mix of things. All of this is decisions that you have to make as a producer, a manager, or whatever position you play in music. Part of this is how you produce and move through it. You're going to have issues and problems and come across issues with gear where you got to fix it, and you're going to come across hardships where sometimes you just don't feel creative, and sometimes everything that you make sounds old or dated, or sometimes us being men and women, just being human, sometimes doing the same thing every day gets boring and we start to take it for granted and we lose our consistency, or we feel like we need something new and exciting. Well, one of the things, if you're going to do this for a long time, I learned pretty much back in the day that, you got to kind of be prepared to do this every single day. Your gear's going to look old. Some days you're going to come log in on your gear, hop on your hardware, your software, and it's going to just feel old. It's going to feel like it's the 1,000th time that you looked at this stuff. It's going to feel like you've went through every sound bank 100 times and you know everything. But the reality is, if you look at it as a person who might play a piano or guitar or play something of that nature, these guys are utilizing the same instruments for years, not just until the next one drops, and a lot of what you're going to have to do is going to be a lot of self-motivation, a lot of trying different things. So, right now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 different samplers and beat machines that are all fully capable of doing everything by themselves. But I'm playing the drums inside of the TR6S. I'm going to play the sample inside of the MPC, but I'm going to record it into the SP-404. And you can notice that the verse lab up in the top, it's playing, everything's connected by MIDI. Sometimes I use the verse lab just as a sound module. Some days I make full beats in it. Some days I use the MPC just for its editing capabilities and my hardware setup. Some days I make full beats in it. Some days I use the Akai, the Force. Most of the time the Force records all of the stuff that you're hearing. I record that into the Force. I have a more linear way. I could hook it up via MIDI, but I prefer to record in and just sample it. It's not a fact that I don't know how to do it. It's not a fact that I need all of this stuff. It's just stuff that I've accumulated, and each one has a specific workflow that inspires me. And I also have a cat, so I don't really get gas. I still understand there's all kinds of different levels and things that I could learn on my MPC, on the SP, on the Force, on the Success by itself, and all of this is just production talk. You get what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, if you make the beat and you made the beat in Fruity Loops, or you made the beat in whatever you make it in, it's really about a couple of things. Is it structured properly? Do you have a good mix on the sound? Do you have a good bass mix on your beat that you're playing? Does it have some direction? This is all things that make you a producer. The beat maker tag is a cool tag that people like to use. It's like slang for producer. But at the end of the day, you're still a producer, and some things do apply. You have to be able to provide some direction and understand what you're trying to do. So a lot of days I understand what I'm trying to do, so I just sit down and create. I sit here for hours. I literally sit here for hours. I do coaching calls for people who are learning any pieces of this gear by itself. I manage a couple of artists, a couple of DJs. We homeschool our children. I run a printing business that I own. So, in all of this, I'm self-employed, and the time that I spend, unless I'm doing other things, I spend just creating. Trying different combinations, seeing how different workflows work. It's all about the application, and a lot of it is just getting to know your gear. And, I feel like there's a lot of different videos on social media and on YouTube that are always pressing you to buy new stuff, telling you that how much you spend is the difference between getting a great sound, listening to this guy, being like that guy, doing this like this person. Man, this is the music business, and you own your equipment. Be the best you that you're going to be. Define that in the sounds that you're going to use. Everybody's not going to like it. A lot of times producers who are coming to your channels not going to show love to you as a producer. Some will because they cool. Some are in a quiet competition and they feel like they make better stuff or would do better things with the gear that you have. You got to take all that with a grain of salt because you plan to be here for the long term, right? So if you want to support, check out the master classes, check out the drum kits. You can always just donate to OTG on at Cash App /Overtime Grind and PayPal. You can check out all the stuff that I have. You can follow me on social media. And today I just wanted to have a little bit of producer talk, you know, mess around, make something a little light, have a different conversation. So it's your brother OTG.